Hey everybody, Eric here from Teachers Talking Tech, and I want to talk to you today about Flipgrid. Now, Flipgrid's been around for a number of years, but I feel like it is the perfect tool when we have teachers who are teaching hybrid, when we have teachers who are teaching virtual, and a mix of all those things right now. So I wanted to go back through it, and I just wanted to get teachers started for people that have never used it before, or maybe some people that have kind of used it but are not quite sure where to go from here. So the first thing when you go to flipgrid.com, is you're going to do the educator sign up. If you already have an account, you can go ahead and you can just log in using Google. All right, so I've already done that. And so now here's what it looks like when you have joined. What we're going to be talking about right now is discussion. And in the discussion, you can create groups and topics. So here's the difference between the two. Groups would be more of the big idea. So maybe the name of your class, or maybe the name of a subject like reading or writing. Then the topics will live inside of those groups. So let's create a group here, and I'm going to call this one Mr. Robinson's first grade. And then it's going to create a join code, and you can make this code anything you want. So if you want to change it around, no problem. Then you can have students join via email or with username. In general, email would be for older students, middle school, high school, if you're using Google email login or something like that. And then the username is just as easy. You would just put your student roster in, and students can join with their username. So let's do that example for today. So right in here, I'm going to put in the student's name and then a username. Okay. You can also upload a template or CSV file to make this a little quicker. I found it doesn't take too long just to put these in like this. You can also add a password for guests. So if you had a discussion topic where you were going to have a guest come and visit, this is kind of nice because virtually you can still have that guest come and comment on student videos or record responses to student videos. Okay. I'm going to hit next, and there we go. Now, this code here, this is going to be the code to join your group. So if a student uses this code, it's going to take them to that big group. Remember, this group was Mr. Robinson's first grade. So let's go ahead and type in that join code, Robinson, and then 4238. Okay. Then it'll ask that student to put in their username. So if you just make this really easy, then it shouldn't be a problem. Now, just remember that username, students are going to need to know that though. So if it's just going to be their first name, last initial, something like that, just let them know. Okay, so now you can see on my student iPad, I am in Mr. Robinson's first grade, but there are no topics yet. So let's add a topic. Okay, so you can see creating your first topic, you're going to set up a discussion and you're going to add it so your students can see it. So for this example, why don't we say, what is your favorite color? Or maybe for the title, it'll just be favorite color. Okay? And then you can add a prompt. Now, this is only the very first step in this. So adding the prompt can really be pretty simple because you're going to be able to add so much more to this down below. We'll get to that in just a second. Now, the recording time, I would recommend keeping the recording time short for two reasons. The first is that it'll really make students have to think about what they are saying before they record their video, and they won't get all rambly. But also, if you have maybe a half an hour for students to do this, it'll give them more time to go around and listen to all the student responses, where if they're long and rambly, they can't get to as many different responses. All right, and then down here, moderation. So this would be if you want to have control over what is posted. So I've seen this done two different ways. One way is where teachers will turn on moderation, and that means that everything has to be approved by the teacher before it gets posted. Or they'll leave it off and they'll just kind of moderate as they are being posted. Okay, so if something gets posted that's inappropriate, they can just hide it or delete it. All right, then here's where you can add more to your discussion. All right, so I can record a video. I could, upload a video that I've already made. I can post something from YouTube. There's just so many different things that I can add to this topic. Now, for this one, I'm going to keep it simple and just record a video, okay? So I can record a video of myself right here, and I could just record and say, what is your favorite color? okay? What is your favorite color? But the thing is that I'm going to show you something else that you could do in here. When you record a video, not only can you do just a regular front-facing video like this, but you can also do a screen recording, which is amazing. So for example, you could have some kind of a document up on your screen, and you could actually teach a mini lesson right here and then have students respond to it, which I just love. I just wanted to show you that. So I can click record. Hi boys and girls, Mr. Robinson here. Can you tell me what is your favorite color? Now you have effects that you can add here too to make it more exciting. The students have these effects as well. And at first I was not a big fan of these, but when they're used appropriately, what they do is that they really get students' creative juices going. And I found that students were more engaged when they were able to have some use of these filters. So I wouldn't necessarily say no across the board. Just put some rules into effect for how you want students to use them. Now right here, this will allow me to edit this further, and also I can add more. So if you're a teacher that likes to record in small chunks, then that will allow you to do that. Now you can see that these thumbnail previews that they do for videos are always the worst picture that they could have here. You can take a selfie and you can kind of maybe make it something you'd rather have as the thumbnail preview, or you can select a frame from the video you took. This is kind of neat. The name tag option will allow you, if you're one of those kids that does not want your picture on there, then you can do that, and then that's your thumbnail preview that students and people will see. Okay, so let's upload this. And remember, this was my kind of discussion topic that I'm posting for students, and now it's complete. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and there's one more thing. Do you see where it says set custom topic access? This is a way where you could have a class of students, but only particular people inside of the class to see this. So if I turn this on, I can actually say, you know, for this one, I only want these certain students to be able to get access to this topic, or these certain students via email. And this would be like if I had a math group and I only wanted those 6 kids to have access to this topic. You can do that. Okay, for now I'm going to leave that off. Now I'm going to create that topic. Now this was a little confusing to me at first because I was like, well, why do I need another link? Don't the kids already have a link? So kids have a link to your group, right, where they can see all of your topics. But let's say that you have 10, 15, 20 topics that you've posted. It can get hard, especially for younger students, to find those topics. So you can actually share this direct link with them, and that direct link will take them right to this topic, so they won't have to find it. In the classroom, and this works for all the codes in Flipgrid, you can also do a QR code share, which is nice if you have kids in the classroom. You can embed it in your website, Microsoft Teams, Classroom, Remind. You can share this link many different ways. Okay, so there it is. Now let's see on the student app. I'm going to pull down, and now you can see that that topic has been posted. All right, so a couple nice little things here. You can see I have a little, let's see if I can tap on this little blue button. So it has a function where it's going to read to students who might be hard of hearing.
What is your favorite color?
So really nice there. Okay, and then students can watch my video. Hi boys and girls, Mr. Robinson here. Can you tell me what is your favorite color? Okay, and then they can add their response. So when the students click add response, this is what they see. Now I'm on an iPad right now, so this would be an example of an iPad. It's easier on an iPad, by the way, if they do have the app. If they're on a Chromebook or whatever else they're using, no problem. Okay, so they have the same options. They can record their response. My favorite color is green, whatever. Okay, then they can also delete, add more, many of the same things that you had as a teacher. Now they can also upload a video that they recorded on their device as well. Okay, so same options we saw before, where they can change this thumbnail preview, they can add a link to something, they can title this, they can also do that name tag option if they don't want it to be their picture, and submit. Okay, and then I'm going to click return to topic. So now let's see what this looks like from the student end of things and as the teacher. So as the students start posting things, it's going to create a grid with all the different student responses. And students can add comments. They can not only type out text comments, but they can also record video comments. So they can actually start a discussion on that response. So very, very cool way for students to share back and forth. Now on the teacher end of things, you can see that now that I'm inside of this topic, I have some options. The first is I can pin this, and I love this because this allows me to pin, let me pull down so you can see this. So this allows me to pin certain student responses and kind of highlight them as the teacher to say, hey, you all should be checking these out. And it'll pin them to the top. Then as I look across, I can see how many comments were made on that post. And then I, as the teacher, can hide that post. So this is what I was talking about. If a student posts something that's inappropriate, no problem, I can hide it. I can actually also download the video if I want to keep it for later, or if I want to upload it to Seesaw, or if I want to do whatever. Okay, there's just some different options right here that you can use. All right, so those are the basics of using Flipgrid. Again, I just think this is such a great platform for students to have a mix of synchronous and asynchronous, and it's very collaborative, and I just think it's the perfect app for the times that we are living in right now. All right, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video.